Hi guys, welcome back to Sage and Spice Farms. Today we are going to be doing a part 1 of our large garden haul unboxing. However, we were trying to do time lapses yesterday of tilling the garden. No ma'am, no, hey, off, thank you. And the storage kept having an issue even though we have lots of space on iCloud, and it kept kicking off. So we are going to get up occasionally and make sure that the phone is still recording. So if you see us coming back and forth, that's why. But we are ready to start unboxing. It is Sunday morning at like 8:30, and we don't have anything better to do, so it's time. I grabbed the knife because I thought I was going to unbox, but I'm actually going to show you guys this first. So everything else came in the mail, and I'll explain a little more as we go. But this we picked up yesterday when the tiller was having issues. We actually ended up not needing it, but we still got it anyway because it's good to have on hand. So he said a socket and wrench set is useful. And we found this at Walmart for $20. It's called a mechanics tool set, and it's 113 pieces, but it's got lots of different sockets, Allen wrenches, regular wrenches, no ma'am, bits, and it's got the little ratchet to go with the sockets as well as the little like screwdriver ratchet type thing. Bit driver. Oh, that's what that is? That's not for the sockets?
No, that's a bit driver.
Oh, good thing he's here. It probably says that on here, but you know, I didn't look, and I just assumed because it's got the little thing that looks like a socket attached to it.
Yeah,
because it looks the same as the socket.
Yeah, it's a screwdriver. It's just
for the bits.
You can change out each bit. So
That's
it's
really
a bit
cool.
driver.
Okay, so instead of having like a Phillips head screwdriver, you pretty much would have almost a universal screwdriver because it comes with lots of bits. So you're gonna get all the types of screwdrivers you probably need, plus your Allen wrenches, which are always useful to have on hand, regular wrenches, sockets, etc. So we're gonna put that away. That was only $20, and I guess I didn't actually open it. We can open it. Oh, it's zip tied. Do you wanna cut that? And I'm going to enjoy a sip of my tea. So something I want to note on a lot of the packages we're going to be opening today, pretty much everything came from Amazon, and I will tell you why. I absolutely price compared to try and get cheaper on, Marketplace or used, and it was not cheaper on Marketplace. Everything I found on Amazon, brand new, was actually cheaper than everything that I could have gotten on Marketplace used. So the compost bin that we got, I didn't find a single compost bin that was spinning like that on Marketplace for anywhere near the same price. And some of the ones on Marketplace are new, but we literally got the cheapest I could get. I did all the price hunting, and truly Amazon beat out a lot of stuff. So I highly recommend Amazon if you are purchasing gardening things. T-post and things, you're not going to find good quality used ones. At least you can try. I tried. There weren't any in my area at the height that I needed. There was rebar I could have driven like 8 hours for, but I'd have to rent a truck, drive that far. It's honestly cheaper for me to buy it new from Home Depot. So certain things you got to price it out. But let's open this bad boy up. I like that everything stayed in place really well when I opened it. I would think for a cheap, we're going to do the ultimate test on it. But I would think for a cheap set, it wouldn't. So here's what we're gonna test. One thing fell out. Only one out of 113 pieces. All right, go hyper tough. Go hyper tough. Also guys, I'm gonna probably do like individual videos for each thing that we open today, and we'll rank. Because a lot of the things have to be assembled as well, so it'll end up being a fairly long video. So you can find all the videos individually or a part 1 including all of them. I would definitely say for a case that's going to hold all your pieces in and include a lot of different options for a good price, definitely $20 for this. I would give it 5 out of 5 for what you're expecting from it. $20 toolkit that has 113 pieces. I haven't tested the quality of the tools obviously, but the quality of the case and the value, I would say 5 out of 5. Okay guys, so we continue to have technical difficulties with the phone storage. We figured out that my phone for some reason continues to pause the syncing to iCloud. So we're working on it. we cleared a bunch of stuff, and hopefully we can manage this video for you today. We opened this one, and it is my sitting slash convertible kneeling garden stool with a pocket bag. You can pay extra for a second pocket bag, pretty much through any of the people who sell them on Amazon. I did not want the second one because I didn't think flipping it around, having two bags was going to be that useful. So we ranked this just off first use. You know, I think 5 out of 5 for the price. It was about $30. The hardware feels really sturdy. This one feels a little bit wobbly on the floor right now, but honestly, when I was on it, here, kneeling on it, we tested it. The video I put out, we didn't realize, but kneeling on it, it feels really sturdy, and sitting on it was actually very, very comfortable. The metal's really thick. Everything's just nice. It's collapsible, so the legs fold in to where it's completely flat, and you can sit on it and, you know, pick things from above you if you want, or pick things from in front of you, or kneel down and do something, or, you know, lean if you don't feel like being on your knees at the time. And the bag still goes on the side, either side, whether it's flipped or not. So very comfortable, 5 out of 5. Let's see if we can collapse it. Let's see how hard it is to collapse before we finish our rankings. I actually have not messed with that, and I don't know how to do it. So I'm gonna guess, well, I don't like the way that feels. That feels scary, I can tell you that.
Probably just grab it by the middle.
Grab it by the middle. Oh, okay, gotcha. That's the, okay. So what he was saying is, if you look here, this is where you're gonna grab with your hand. So pull up like that, and it'll kind of go around both sides of your hand, and then fold. And now it's flat. And you can technically use it like that too, but that's gonna smush stuff in your garden. So with the height that it is and the versatility of it, it can go over lettuce, it can go under something. It's very sturdy for the price, 5 out of 5. Let's move to the next item. I'm gonna check the camera. Still good. Oh, wait, we skipped, because remember, we recorded one that got skipped, so we gotta go back to it.
Oh yeah.
So we opened these already as well. There's 2 of them. I think it was $7. I'll list the pricing below for each item with a link to each item on Amazon for everything that I bought on Amazon. There was one thing I bought on Lowe's and this thing from Walmart, so I'll probably link those with the price as well. Mind you, the pricing might change. Pricing can always change, so I will just list the price that I got it for. None of this is sponsored. I did not get any kind of discounts except what Amazon had to like clip the coupons or something, but that was it. So I think this was $7 or $8 for 2. It has 7 different settings. So it's got full, mist, jet, shower, flat, center, cone, and those are the 7. And then it's got the ability to lock it to where I believe it cannot be turned on at all, and another way to lock it to where it's left spraying so it doesn't hurt your hand. It also has a texture on the handle and a little grip spot for your hand that like fits with your knuckles, and it's not hard to squeeze. I have really bad hands. Quit, it's being distracting. I have really bad hands, and it hurts to use things like this for too much. So you know, this is nice and lightweight and easy to squeeze, and it doesn't hurt too bad. So I'm hoping that this will be good quality. It does feel really light and cheap, but light doesn't always mean cheap. So far, I would say 4 out of 5 to maybe 5 out of 5 if it works great, but I'm expecting it to work like a 3 out of 5, honestly, how it feels. So we'll see. By the way, we're gonna give, in the separate videos that we do with each item, where we give our final ranking, just that one item, we focus on it, I will make sure to include us testing it and the ranking after we test it. So I'll show you using it in the garden, each different setting with the water on, and what I think of it at that point. Same thing with all the other items. All right. You pick the next thing. I'm gonna check the camera again. All good.
This box.
This box is full of stuff. So this is the box of stuff that has just been coming in over time, and I was slowly condensing it more and more. So grab something out. So this is my 100-foot hose. I believe this was $37. The one I wanted, which was the same kind but different color, sold out unfortunately. And this ended up being the only one I could find after that. So it's 100 feet, it's expandable. I have not taken it out of the bag. It also came with a hose nozzle and a carrier, plus the bag, and something else I think. This actually seemed cool, much better quality. It's definitely not as comfortable in the hand, I would say, and heavier, but you can just tell it's sturdier. It's not gonna break as easily, you know? So this is the carrier that it comes with. It can hook onto the wall right here, and then you literally can hang your hose around this so it hangs off the wall. So I can attach this to the outside of the house if I want. I don't know how well it's ever gonna go back into the bag, I will say that. Definitely a very lightweight hose. It's supposed to like literally expand the fabric like that, and that's how it becomes 100 feet. So I don't know how well it's gonna work. Obviously it's not 100 feet of hose in my lap right now, but it's expandable, and I don't know, it seems pretty cool. That's really neat. We'll see. One important thing to me for sure is like, how well does it attach to the hose thing? Because trying to twist a hose on and off of something is such a pain, and I'm gonna have a rain barrel plus 2 hose spigots on either side of the house. So it's very, very important that this can come off and on really easily. So that'll be something we mention in the next video. And ooh, it's got the on and off valve here. I like that.
The on off valve?
The on off valve. Is there anything else in the bag? Nope. I guess that was it, guys. Yeah, how well does it twist onto there? Nice. What are you doing? So far, I'm really excited for this one.
This from Walks too.
Nice. Did it twist on there really easy?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so far I'm really excited for this one. I think this one's gonna be, I would rank it 5 out of 5 so far, especially for quality. I picked literally the cheapest of everything you could on Amazon, regardless of the rankings. There was one pitchfork I didn't want to buy, a broad fork, sorry, because it had really, really bad rankings, and so I went with a type of pitchfork instead, because that's a really important tool, and I didn't want that to break. It's also really expensive. But everything else, I was willing to try cheap because I have plenty of time to return, and I know I can get my money back on Amazon if it's not good. So I'm excited about the hose. Okay, hose.
Twice.
It feels like I'm ringing snakes. Get in there, there's snakes. Actually, wow, that went back in the bag really easy. Holy cannoli, guys. I have never, like, come on. How many of you have opened a tent and then been like, this is never going back in the same way? Okay?
And then it never does.
Yeah, and, oh, I better tighten this. Something to note, I just loosened this, so when I took this off of here, before it wanted to twist off of the spray nozzle, it wanted to twist off of this. So this can come off, and if it's loose, it's gonna leak. So make sure this stays tightened on your little spray action piece here. But honestly, here, where'd that hook go? I'm gonna see if I can put the hook back in there too. Haha. I have never in my life been able to fit all of something like that back into the bag it came in. That's really impressive. That's awesome. For storage purposes and the value of everything it came with. It says it's leak proof.
Leak proof.
Yeah. Expandable, leak proof. I'm excited.
Leak proof.
that's our 100-foot hose, guys. I think I might even end up having to buy a second one of those, depending on how far it goes, like how I haven't measured the distance all the way to the back of the garden from the side yard to there, so we'll see. I would like my one hose to reach the rain barrel to both backs of the garden, so I can water everything with the rain barrel if I want to. But we don't know for sure where we're putting the rain barrel yet. My initial idea was out of sight, so I don't have to deal with anybody's opinions on it, and by putting it in this back corner at that rain gutter. However, no matter which corner I put it, the dogs are going to be able to reach it. That corner is just not an option because of the deck, so it's one of the three. And the front yard is obviously where the garden is, so one of the two front ones would probably be the better place to put it, and that would allow the 100-foot hose to reach everything for sure. If I try to put the barrel at the back, I don't think it's going to reach the gardens all the way, so unfortunate. Next thing, we've got, so these are filters. I ordered a 2.4 gallon like kitchen compost bin, so I can easily store stuff in the kitchen until I want to take it to the big composter. That way I don't have an open, nasty, smelly thing. So it's not here yet. It's going to get here Tuesday when we do the rest of the unboxing. But I'm guessing it's going to be about this tall. I don't exactly know how big 2.4 gallons is. It might be like this big. I don't know. But it's big enough to keep in the kitchen. It's green. It's got a lid that opens. It's got a spot for a filter, which is really important because I don't want to smell the nasty. So I bought, I think this was maybe $7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it was 10 filters, and I think it was like $6 or $7 for all 10 of these filters. So it says change it every 2 to 3 months. So this is like a 2-year supply.
More than that, I think. Yeah, no.
2 months. So we'll just say I changed it every 2 months. That's 6 times a year. Plus the one it'll go, I think it comes with 3, but if it comes with 1, so it's almost 2 years. It's like a year and a half, 2 years supply. Cool, that's awesome for the price. So I'm pretty much set on that. And I mean, they feel thick, they feel great. So I'm excited to, it filters the carbon is what it is. It's not just to make the smell go away. It's an activated carbon filter because things that are decomposing are releasing carbon, and we shouldn't be inhaling carbon. So if you've got things in your house decomposing, you're inhaling toxins, put a carbon filter in, save your family. All right, these are not open, but you want to open it for me? Just be very, very careful not to cut the white. Cut this little corner and it should expand, I'm guessing, because it's vacuum sealed.
Jesus.
So those are my little 100-piece mesh bags. I paid a couple of dollars for those. I wish I could pull up the price for you guys. I'll try to throw the price on the screen maybe instead of the description. But I paid a few dollars for those. I believe it's 100 white mesh bags like you would find at a wedding with almonds in them. And I'm using them to put around blossoms on a plant if I want to save seeds from it and I want to make sure that the seed is not cross-pollinated with anything else. I'm going to take one of these. They're very thin, but it'll stop something else's pollen from coming in. I will put it around that part of the branch and pull it tight on that little flower that I want to save, or a couple of flowers, like a little bushel of flowers. And then when I'm ready, I'll come back and take it off and take pollen from another one that I did that to and pollinate this one and then seal it back up. And when this fruit is ready, once it's fruited, instead of a flower, now you can take the bag off and you just have to remember which fruit it is if you want to mark it in some way. But once the fruit is ready, save the seeds from that, and that fruit will be not cross-pollinated and you can know that it's pure. So that is why we have these 100 bags for pure seed saving. Even for hybrids, honestly, I'm going to do that and see what I get from them. But for anything that I'm intentionally wanting to save a good seed from, some of them I'm going to let them cross-pollinate for fun. Like some I'll still save seeds just from a random fruit, but probably one from each plant that I like, I will, or one from each variety I like, I will save an intentional purebred. So that was a really great price for 100 of these. Super excited about that. I think we have one more thing in this box. So this one, I almost got 2 of these. I think it would have been $14 for 2, because I was thinking if my little sister comes to help or if he's ever out there with me. But this is a headlamp. I don't know if it has batteries. I didn't know it came with a carrying case. I think this ended up being like $8 or $9 maybe. It's cute that it has a little carrying case. It's got a spot here that I could put my headphones in if I had like, I don't have headphones right now, but if I get headphones, I could put them in here for when I go out to the garden. Or I could put, you know, something in here. I don't know what. I guess it does not, or it probably needs to be charged maybe. Does it need batteries? Is there any information on this? What is this? There's no instructions or anything?
Can I see?
It needs a battery. Do we have a battery?
Yes, I believe so.
I think we have one more left, don't we? It's in the drawer right there, I think.
Wow.
Haha. There we go. So I got this for when I'm working in the garden. Oh, it's just brighter. Okay. If I need to go out at night or like really early in the morning by myself and I'm harvesting things or picking bugs off and I like a bucket of soap in my hands that I don't want to set on the garden floor. It only gets wider but not tighter. I don't think it's gonna fit me. Maybe it will. Very loosely, but that'll work. So the idea is that I want to be able to harvest things, and if like somebody sneaks up on me or if I need to look at something, you know, I can see it and still have my hands available to protect myself or grab things. I can drop food if I need to be able to protect myself, you know, but if I have my hands full and I have a flashlight in my hands or whatever and then something happens, that's a lot to try and manage versus like I want to be able to turn and look at a sound and have full eyes on it. You know, we live in the woods. If an animal comes up or something, I want to be able to look at it and have it go, oh no, a person, or at least be able to me see it as well as it seeing me instead of me not knowing what on earth is going on. Because with the flashlight phone, you're always like, where is it? I can't see anything. So with this, you know, I can just, where my eyes go, it should, I love how I get really intense when I do it, where my eyes go. Did you check if it was still recording? Okay. Alright, you can pick the next thing. Because that box was...
I picked that whole box.
Yeah, but I opened everything in the box.
So.
I can tell you something that's not here yet that I'm really excited for is my black light. It's not a headlamp. Those are really expensive. Stop being distracting. Remember how that went last time. It's my handheld black light for the garden. So at night, if you go in the garden with a black light, apparently the tomato worms, I never remember their name clearly, and so when I say it, it comes off funny. But I think they're like greenhorn tomato worms. Those things, the big fat green ones, they should be fluorescent green, like bright glowing green in a black light. So I'm excited to have that. I think that's gonna make my life a whole lot easier. I'm gonna go out every night with a bucket of soap at a random time so they won't expect me, and I'm gonna with my light and find those bad guys. All right, are you laughing at me in there?
Yeah.
He's laughing at me. What should we open next? Here, since he's in there, we'll talk about this. Let me see if I can move it without getting out. Boom! This is a 5-tier shelf from Lowe's. It was $100 with tax. I think it was $90 before tax, so it was like $99 or something after tax. 5 tiers. I did a lot of calculations on square footing for shelves for the best price, and this was the best square footage for the best price, unless I wanted to spend like $200. Obviously I could get more, but I was trying to keep it around 100 to 120 max to get a good shelf for my deck. I'm going to first use it in the front room where I'm starting seeds. I already have one shelf in there, so I have 2 shelves for starting my seeds in front of the windows in the house. And then when it is time to start hardening them off, this shelf is going to go onto the deck, where I will then take the ones that are ready 1 week at a time and put them out onto this shelf, and then slowly they'll get adjusted to not being covered on the shelf anymore, to not being on the shelf anymore, to then finally being in the ground. So this shelf is going to be super helpful. I did order a clear plastic tarp that I think is somewhere in one of these boxes to go over this, which is going to be when the shelf is covered. So super exciting. It's got the holes through it so that light can shine through. It's black, so it'll somewhat attract heat. Should be super simple to put together, I'm guessing, and it was in the price that I wanted. It is a tiny bit broken right here, I just noticed that. So obviously when they shipped it, a little chip came out, but it's still gonna go together just fine, I think. And as long as my plants are secure and happy and safe, that's all I care about. So we'll move this guy back out of the way. All right, are you ready to come back and do the next one? These next big 3, we already know what they are because the box tells us. So do we just want to go for it?
Yep.
Okay. So this one is going to be our wagon. Pull it out. Open it. This is the best deal I could find on a wagon. Obviously, there are better garden wagons to have, but in terms of price-wise and reliability didn't really come into the picture. But I didn't want to excuse me guys, I'm talking. I did not want to purchase something that had no reviews. So I went for one that had some reviews and definitely looked reliable, but it was the best price I could find for any kind of wagon at all, used or unused. It is a cloth wagon, it's more like a beach wagon, but I think it's gonna work great for harvesting. When I go out and do my harvest, I should be able to fit quite a bit of stuff into the wagon before before I have to bring it in and unload it again. So very excited about this wagon. I almost didn't get it, but he really, I don't remember how he sold me on it, but somehow he sold me on getting the wagon for the garden. So it looks like it won't be as hard to put together as I was expecting, honestly.
It's because you can sit here and you can harvest. You can pull this and harvest through your garden, and you don't have to necessarily worry about holding on to whatever crop that you're actually harvesting, and then you don't have to worry about your back and knees and whatnot, your body getting tired and sore.
Well, I don't think I'll be able to pull it through the garden unless it's the same width apart as my garden stool is, which would be amazing if it turned out that way. But I can leave it right outside my garden. My garden's not that giant, and I can take it to it, and then once it's full, carry it into the house, unload it. It just allows me to do a lot more without having to come inside so often. So, yeah, let's clip those zip ties.
All right. Wow. Hey. Ugh. Alright, I don't know where all the pieces are. Aha! Uh-huh. A little screwdriver and a wrench and yeah.
Always save your free tools from your packaging, guys.
Always save your free tools.
Honestly, it almost looks like it's meant to be a broad fork. It's funny. Alright, so we're gonna open it before you put wheels on, or are you putting wheels on?
We're gonna have to open it before we put wheels on this because we want to make sure that it's all A-okay,
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
Looking
That looks like like a laundry rack. This thing is so versatile. Use it as a broad fork, a laundry rack, a wagon. This frame steel feels quite sturdy.
So it goes like that.
How does it lock into place though?
That I don't know. How should it work?
Here, let's set it down. That. I think that's what keeps it in place. It's just the pressure of it. Okay. So let's put it back where they can see it a little bit here. We'll move, because sorry guys, we're out of frame. We're going to be putting stuff together and kind of create a space where you guys can see that a bit better. Oh, you don't want to put the wheels on before we put the tarp on?
You gotta make it look like a wagon.
Okay. Oh, hey, come to the site. Remember, I moved this table so you could be in sight? No, they're not slowing
There we go. I believe I set that up wrong originally. There we are.
I like that this is kind of like waterproof texture on the inside, so I can spray it out if it ever gets muddy. I was thinking I would let dirt dry, you know, if I'm harvesting potatoes or whatever, I would let the dirt dry and then I could just blow it out, but that's nice to have the ability to like wipe it out nicely because I thought it would be like canvas like the outside, but it's actually more waterproof on the inside. I guarantee I can get in this because the weight, the weight capacity for it is probably fine, you told me. But I'm not going to because I feel like it's going to be really uncomfortable with the holes under the metal. So if you plan on putting your kids in this, don't. Honestly, I can see how there's going to be slight issues with like the way the canvas forms around the metal frame. But I guess it'll kind of create like a little loose bag where my veggies can also go around it. It's just going to be hard to harvest anything large. Like you probably wouldn't want to put any melons in here, because it's going to put a lot of weight on one spot of the melon and that's going to damage it. So you could put tomatoes and eggplant and cucumber type things. That would probably be okay. I don't know. I wish I had a little bit more support in between those gaps, honestly. I don't know why anyone would put their kid in there. I feel like that would be really uncomfortable for the kid. I was about to pull it around. Let's go scratch the floor.
Here you go. I've got it now.
I'm gonna stop this, and this is gonna be a separate video of us assembling the rest of it for just the wagon. So we'll start you guys back up when we go to open our next item, which should be the composting bin.
Wherever it is. Yeah.
All right, guys, everything is on the wagon. So this is it collapsed. Super easy to collapse. This is it open. Woo, careful for the handle. It also has a locking spot here. It didn't take about 16 minutes, well, 15 minutes or so to put the wheels on and to get this other thing on. Ultimately, watch out. Ultimately, it rolls really well. It feels good. It's got good wheels and sturdy frame. I don't know how much weight it's gonna hold. It should hold plenty for what I'm using it for. It does have these pockets right here. I don't think that's gonna hold more than just a regular size water bottle. And the canvas itself is soft on the inside, so it does bend around the frame, which kind of creates more like a produce bag, like a reusable produce bag kind of thing for your food. So if you are using this to harvest produce from your garden, something you could do to create a harder bottom. I would still leave the canvas bag for the walls. That way you don't have baskets falling everywhere. But you could go to Dollar Tree and get the little cube organizers. They're $1.25. I would say anywhere from 6 to 8 should fit inside of here. It'll cost you 6 to, well, I guess they added 25 cents, sorry. They added 25 cents to each item, so it'll be more like $10 or so before tax for all of them, but you should be able to fit 6 to 8 of them in here, and that would give you the ability to put like a melon without it getting damaged from the frame. But if you're just collecting cherry tomatoes for the day, it's gonna be just fine. If you're just collecting some cucumbers and some cherry tomatoes and some hot peppers, not a problem. If you wanna put pumpkins and melons and very consistently big things that are, you know, much more than like this big round, you don't want them to be super stacked on top of each other, then definitely get more baskets. So other than that, I think it seems pretty great for the price. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 so far, and we'll give a final update on usage review. I would like to note that as part of this video, you know, we're ranking everything as we try it. So if we decide to return anything, I will make a completely separate video, and that will be called Part 1 Garden Haul Returns. When we do the second unboxing video, if we do any returns from that, Part 2 Garden Haul Returns. And I will definitely keep you guys updated on what I like, what I don't like, the final rankings, all of that good stuff. So very exciting so far. We've opened a lot. We have a few more things to open. Before we put together the compost, I'll show you guys something really fast. So there's 2 of these, and I'm actually not going to open all these all the way, but I will bring it over to you so I can show you. So this is the galvanized welded wire. I believe it was 14 gauge. It's the thicker one. Out of 16 and 14 gauge, it's the thicker one. I'll look and I will put it on the screen. It cost me about $50. I think it was $60 total with shipping per roll. So like $50 per roll or something. Again, I'll put that up as well. And this is what I'm going to be using for my arch trellises for growing melons and such on. I was going to use cattle panels, but this is cheaper. And the best option I had for the budget I'm working with. So if it doesn't work, again, I can return it. It feels thick enough. I think it should be okay. So hopefully it'll be good. I will definitely be posting a video to show you guys the trellises once they're built. And then you guys can tell me what you think, because we're going to be using rebar instead of T-post. T-posts are pretty expensive, so we'll use the rebar, which is almost half the price. We'll take the metal and bend it over to make our arch, and then we'll use zip ties on it all the way down, and I hope it'll be okay. It is 3 feet wide by 50 feet. So I have 100 feet total, which is going to become 6 arches. So can't wait to show you guys that in the garden. Very exciting. We had 2 rolls of that. So we've got this next box. I have no clue what's in that. All right, guys. We've got 2 more things left. We had to pause and feed our dogs. So this is our compost bin. It is a self-tumbling compost bin. So we will probably set this up outside where it's going to rest. That way we don't have to keep moving it, especially because it'll be downstairs. Get away, miss. Get away from the knife. No, ma'am. But we will do a separate video with that and include that in its own thing, and then we'll show you guys the final product in that. but we want to show you the unboxing today anyway, and share with you our initial thoughts on quality and the initial thoughts on like instructions and how hard it might be. So it's got a parts list, got gloves, screwdriver, and a bag of goodies.
There's part.
There should be 2 of those.
There's only one.
And I think there will end up being a second one. And there are instructions, so instructions are always good. Very nice, and the whole thing comes in a little waterproof packet. So, I think this won't be too hard. Honestly, I think it'll probably take us like 20 to 30 minutes to set up. Again, we're not going to do it inside. It'll be a pain to move down the stairs. This feels like pretty good. I mean, it's not super, super thick. Okay, it's not. But I do think that this will hold up enough for us to be able to compost in. So I'll show you guys one side panel, because this is what makes up the walls of the composter. So this is how thick it is. It's not super thick. It's a little bit flimsy, but I do think that once we, excuse me, goodness, will it can withstand me? I do think that once we attach them all together, it will feel a lot thicker, because it'll be double plastic on the edges where you're connecting to the next piece of plastic, you know. So I think it'll feel pretty sturdy, and it's got these little blades in here that kind of help chop everything as you spin. It's gonna have the legs, so it'll be standing with spinning. I think I paid like $63 for this. I think it was like 63. Huh?
Something like that.
Yeah, like 63. And it's got these little things here, so I'm really excited. I think it'll be fun to go out there and spin it. I'm gonna put it on the lower deck because everything on the top deck is gonna be plants. And then I'll just take my little 2.4 gallon compost thing downstairs and put that into this big one and stir it every time I do. Or anytime I walk past it, I'll give it a good spin. I think that's good on this one for now. We can finish unwrapping it later. Yeah, you can check that out. Yeah, so that makes it a little sturdier, lining it up like that, you know. I think that that'll turn out to be pretty cool. Hey guys, watch out, go. Thanks, bud. Alright, ready? Put this one away and do our last one.
The last one.
Hey guys, so I know I'm in a different spot and I look a little differently. It is the next morning and it's 7:30 right now on Monday. I just finished getting all my dogs out, so I wanted to show you guys the last package. It was just this. It is 1 gallon of Dr. Bronner's 18-in-1 Hemp Baby Unscented Pure Castile Soap. There are so many uses for Dr. Bronner's in the garden. Just a good quality soap, period, is useful in the garden. You can add peppermint oil to it, or you can buy the peppermint scented one, which is helpful for if you need to apply to a plant to take off a pest, or if you are taking a pest off a plant to put in a bucket, it will help kill them. So I like to have a good quality soap. This is what I will be using. I used to use Dawn a few years ago, but now I'm going to be using this. I do not use this for the rest of my household. I wish I could, but it's quite expensive. I've got my foster dog out here waiting to come in. She's like, hey, let me in. Why are you standing there talking to me but not letting me in? Hang on, Sky. 1 second, baby. She just got spayed about a week ago. Sweet girl. All right, guys. Well, that is it for this unboxing. I will keep you up to date on everything. I'll get that video. If we do return anything, I'll do the return video for the part 1. I will do the usage rankings for everything that we use. Obviously, this won't get one, you know, and there was something else that wasn't gonna get one. But there's a few things that won't actually get a usage rating like that, like the mesh bags. I know they're gonna work well, so I'm not gonna probably rank them after I use them. But anyway, have a great day, guys. Thank you all for joining Sage and Spice again. We bless you all and have a great day.